is all crew members. This is your time to clear the grid. Clear the grid, please.
1 minute to start engines. 1 minute.
Christina, I'll give you the command. It'll be go right or go left. Can you see the light board from where you're at?
I see the light board on my right.
The championship in itself is a true challenge. There's so many good drivers. We are about 40 cars out on track.
Seconds. 15. Stand by for ignition. 5, 4, 3, 2. Start engines command, please. Start engines command, please.
It started raining for qualifying, so that was interesting. But my dad always used to say, you don't have to like the rain, you just have to dislike it less than the others.
Please confirm launch control button is off and the pit limiter is off.
It is off.
Here we go. Even with all these yahoos revving their engines, I still only hear your car.
My steering wheel is off. My steering wheel is off.
Yellow, full course yellow, full course yellow.
You see, I had a car a bit in front of me that stalled, and I just ended up in a really unlucky situation. The car was not badly damaged, but it took us out of the fight. You know, it is what it is. That's racing. That's a part of it. The team is amazing. The guys put the car back together in so little time. It's just amazing what they do, and I'm lucky to be in a team that has so many guys that are so professional and so good at what they do. Unfortunately, you know, this weekend didn't go as well, and we didn't run as strong as we wish we could. I always, do my best to learn from these kind of situations, because in the end, that's what's going to make me a stronger driver. And I'm just always looking forward to getting back in the car. I want to prove myself. I want to show what I can do. This baby right here, that's the real shit. Excuse my language. That's the real deal.
Just coffee and tea. Don't bother talking coke and goals, that really ain't me. LSMFT, it makes my insides flip. But why I love you, baby, it don't ever seem to quit. Now I can't kick the habit. No, I can't kick the habit. Now I can't kick the habit. I got to love you all night long.
Sans effort, voir la vie, son côté pénible, vos philosophies, dis-moi des élégies, le bonheur. une si belle journée.
Tell me when it's time to. Sweetheart is bleeding in the snow cone. So smart, she's leading me to ozone. Music, the great communicator. Use two sticks to make it in the nature. I'll get you into penetration. The gender of a generation. The birth of every other nation. Look away, the gold of meditation. This chapter's gonna be a close one. Smoke rings, I know you're gonna blow one. All on a spaceship, persevering.
Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord.
if you had to say what the success of the Racers Group is, I think that the way Kevin has put the team together, and he's taken steps and he's aligned everything to be in a position to win these races. You know, when I was younger, I used to think, well, you know, you go out there and races are won on, you know, pure grit and determination. But really, you need to put yourself in a position to win. I mean, when you show up, realistically, there's a few teams that have a real good chance of winning. I mean, anything can happen, you know, a dark horse can come up and win the race, but I think the methodical way on which the whole team has been built, and it didn't happen, you know, overnight, but a step's been taken every day to get the team to a point where when we show up, we're capable of winning.
Yeah, baby. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to see. That's the start of a good weekend right there. Whoa! Oops, sorry.
It's a done deal. This is a beautiful, beautiful deal. Woohoo! Daytona, here we are. We want our trophy back.
And it all kind of started as a way for me to race for cheap. Because, you know, I could make 5 of these kits and then I could keep 1 for myself. And that's how this company started. That's how the Racers Group started.
There's so many things that can happen in a 24-hour race. Anybody that talks about racing, they ask what the allure is. Not fear of the unknown, but the unknown. They don't know what's going to happen next.
You know, at this point, we've got this really good group of guys and got a really stellar group of crew members that are good with the car.
Yeah, car's good. I think this car is going to be very quick tomorrow.
You know, everything kind of focuses around here, I guess, on Gary Beal, our crew chief for Car 66. Kind of leads the guys into battle a little bit. He's pretty serious. He's the one they tease a lot for being so serious, but he does a real good job, and I put my life in his hands.
We're pretty good. It's always a lot of stuff going on in that first session, but everything we have is pretty minor, so that's a good deal.
Bill's kind of cut from the same mold. He's real meticulous. He knows every inch of the car, and is real good on the organizational side of things. Tommy he's a real character. He's a good mechanic. He's well-rounded. He's a good people person, which was kind of attracted a lot of us to Tommy in the first place, because he's real good with everyone who works with him on the driver's side will come out of the weekend and always say, hey, I like that guy.
Tranny's tight, water line's tight, clutch line's up. I think it's ready to slide underneath.
Brian owns Black Forest Tuning down in DeLand, Florida, and has stepped up as our crew chief for Car 68 for the rest of the season. He got a lot of experience.
Now we're heading over to the transmission guy, and we're going to change the gear ratios.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll pick some speed up tonight, and everybody be happier.
Bob Lesnit, a friend of mine who is sort of coming out of retirement. Bob has some of the most diverse background of any of the engineers out there, and I bet he'd be one of the strongest engineers at this year's Rolex.
You do the best you can, and then you take the package you have and you say, okay, it's race time. You know, you just go out and race.
Scale of 1 to 10, where are you guys right now?
We're at 8, I would say. You know, we're looking to be a 9. I'd be real happy with that.
Yeah.
Mike does a stellar job in a lot of things. A lot of engineers just work on twisting the knobs on shocks or, working with the drivers. Mike is really multifaceted. He can do just about anything when it comes to the engineering side of stuff.
It's 24 hours. It makes no difference at all until the 23rd and a half hour, right? So, and even sometimes it doesn't matter then. I really want to be there in the end.
It's like after the game.
Scott has an amazing knack to be able to do what he does, which is financially probably the biggest thing for me is the tires. Scott handles the tires, he handles the fuel a lot of times, and he handles the graphics on the cars, and is really, really good at getting all the details right. I'm always proud of the job Scott does. He works real hard.
Look forward to starting this race now. Actually, all the years we've been doing this, things have been real good.
Shane will be joining us this year. Shane, our marketing director, and I'll tell you what, there's an A+ student right there. We're throwing him to the wolves for the first Rolex Daytona. We'll see if he survives. My vote is I bet he does a good job.
I think overall it was really good. Yesterday was sort of frustrating for everybody, I think, myself included, but when we got the cars all running right this morning, I mean, several people noticed it, that it was just all of a sudden everybody's attitudes changed. Everybody started getting positive again, you know? And I mean, after all, we won it last year, we won Le Mans last year, we're the favorites coming in this weekend, we have 3 strong cars, we have 12 strong drivers. I think everybody's happy with what's going on today. Everybody's got to get some sleep tonight, though, and get up and ready to do it. It's going to be a hell of a long day tomorrow, that's for sure.
I think there are sort of 4 races today. You know, you race to get to the evening, and then you race to get to the morning, and then you race to get to 12 o'clock tomorrow, and then from 12 to 1 you better have something left to make a go of it.
Yeah, we changed the engine, and that helped really a lot, and the lap times were really good, and I'm quite optimistic for the race now.
We really got to play a big fat chess game here. It isn't all about going out, you know, obviously you've heard it a million times, going out getting in an accident or doing anything early on. Please, everybody, each and every person, especially in your first stint, settle into your rhythm.
How you feeling?
Anxious.
Yeah?
Yeah.
First 10 minutes?
A little bit. Little butterflies will start probably in about half an hour now.
Yeah.
It's just a little anxious. It's good. It's a big race. It's the start of this new season, and we've got a perfect day. I mean, everything's falling together for us, so. Thanks.
So put your head down and drive.
Good.
Come on, guys. You're telling people how to win.
It'll be a really long race, but I think for a long distance race, it'll be a sprint race.
This is a great car for 24 hours. This is almost exactly like the car we won in last year, and we'll do our best to try to repeat. I wouldn't bet against one of these courses in a 24-hour race, let me tell you. We're proud to be driving.
It's perfect. The car is just dead on perfect. Got power, we got braking, we got handling. What more could you ask for?
I think we're at a 9.5 right now on the car, that's for sure.
Can't ask for more.
No, we're in great shape. Now it's just a matter of, you know, if everybody does their job, makes no mistakes, and we have a little luck, and the engine and all the hardware holds up, we'll be right there.
And now, with those magic words of motorsports, once again our Grand Marshal, Bobby Rahal. Gentlemen, start your engines.
GT car against Daytona prototype. Here's the race leader, Michael Strong.
You're riding with the lead car though, Kevin Buckler.
If you look out there, you'll see that the Multimatic car is just right out there ahead of him. I mean, he hasn't gotten too far ahead, so he really does need the caution. And you can see that there's not much gaining going on here. The lap times are so close that not a lot of progress. You can see the car right there. See it right there?
this race has been all about. The Racers Group Porsche, the 66 car, takes the checkered flag first from the GT category to win the overall here at Daytona. And look at Kevin Buckler.
The guys did what they always do best. We came here, we put our heads down, we went to work. I didn't really want to talk about it too much. There were some really good teams here. We had a battle last night with one of the Daytona prototypes, like 30 seconds apart for hours, and it was just fingers. You know, we're biting our nails the whole time. A lot of good GT teams too, but as the race stretched on a little bit, we just stayed consistent and didn't make any mistakes. A little Porsche was perfect.
Mike! Hey, we won overall 24 hours at Daytona. You gotta say, second year in a row, we are 3-0 on 24-hour races, Michael. That's right. 3-0. I will tell you that the very best script I ever worked for is the Racers Group. I've worked for a few different teams, and the team that has the best balance of neuroticism, total logic, gives a medium, and they win races.
Thank you, Kevin. Congratulations.
Neuroticism? Oh, neuroticism. Porsche's the best. The rest.
Welcome back from the racetrack to the vineyard. Professional race car driver and team owner Kevin Buckler changing lanes and his Adobe Road Winery in Petaluma, California. Adobe Road out with Racing Series wines, a collection of 4 red wines crafted to reflect Buckler's 30-year professional racing career. We've got them here on set, as well as Kevin. Joining us right now, professional race car driver, team owner, Adobe Road Winery founder, Kevin Buckler. Kevin, it's great to see you.
Hi, guys.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having
me. A real right turn or left turn into vineyards. Tell us why you made this decision and your love for wine.
Absolutely. You know, we started early on. I was trying to follow my passion with, I had a nice little exit from an early...
What? Sorry. What's going on?
Had a little exit from an early business and able to follow my 2 passions. I said, if I ever work that hard again, I want to do it around something I love, and it was cars and wine. And we worked really hard on the racing side. had a great team, did some amazing things together, and then we wanted to take some of that same drive and passion and a little bit of fun. You know, the wines, we have a great team back at the office and at the winery. They've been doing some really good stuff with Adobe Road with our regular brand, but we wanted to launch this racing-inspired series around some really cool California blends. I love blend wines, and as you can see, we had a little fun with the packaging technology as
And
well.
you picked an industry that is just as hard to make money in.
How did you know that?
Right.
As car
You
racing.
did know. It's one of those like car racing
It's
and
crazy.
winemaking.
The top is dominated by, you know, a lot of people that have no, you know, not an interest in maybe a profit model, and some do. And the little guy getting in is kind of
Even
hard
Richard
to break
Petty will tell you that. He's
Yeah.
like, you get in it because you love racing.
You know
not
that
'cause you
joke.
like making money.
How do you make a small fortune in racing? You start with a big one. It goes with the wine business too. That was the standard joke. But yeah, we're having fun with it. The wines are great. I love that one.
This is Shift, which is a mix of Zinfandel, Grenache, Petit Syrah, and a couple of other.
Yeah, we're using that's got a
and
fun blend. Grenache, Barbera, things you wouldn't normally blend. And we do a little bit of a double entendre. You know, if I'm talking about it, I'm talking about making sure you're shifting perfectly at a high level. Garrett, my winemaker, will say, well, this is a shift for us to a new type of blend that we want to try.
And I love the bottles. Each wine named after elements of car racing. So this one with the watch on it. Tell us about this one.
That was a dream of mine. You know, the big endurance races, the 24-hour endurance races are extremely hard.
You
to
won the
race.
Rolex, right?
Won the Rolex. We won the Rolex 4 times. I won it twice as a driver, and then the Le Mans 24 in 2002 as well. And it's all about the watch. You know, you want to get the watch. You know, you do anything for the watch. And but that's a big deal for us. And so we had a little fun, a little homage to the team's success with that as well, and a good blend.
So are you encouraging drivers to pour the wine all over themselves after they?
That makes a mess. You know, we like when the champagne comes after all these years. I see it coming, I run because nobody wants it all over themselves.
But in NASCAR, it's beer and Coca-Cola. I have been doused. After Tony Stewart won the 2011 championship, I was covered in Coca-Cola after that. That was just not for nothing.
Once, right? You gotta try
I will take a bottle of red wine over my head over Coke any day of the week.
Is this the highest premium with the watch on it, with the Rolex on it?
No, actually the Apex is, and that's again the double entendre. For me, Apex is the perfect line through a corner as a driver, but for a winemaker, it's the best of the best. It's a Cabernet blend, and it's delicious.
I love the label.
How does this fit with the racing community's demographic? Dagan was talking about beer and Coke. Is there like a higher end drinker?
Yeah, it's not really the racing community as much. You know, the car culture is big right now. You go to any, especially maybe not right here in the middle of New York, but is out on any of the coasts. There's always a cars and coffee going on. There's a lot of sports car stuff. And sports car.
I've got a Porsche in a garage down the road.
There you
so.
go, good girl. No, we see it. We see a lot of the corporate entertainment that we do, where we're taking guests to the track on the weekend, is private banking clients that will come out and have fun. They might be doing a golf tournament, but then they go racing and they say, "Oh, that was really cool." So we get a lot of that going on as well. There's a lot of experiential stuff that we do, and we're always usually finishing up with a wine dinner at night or something like that. So we got to blend them up, have some fun.
How's business? How tough is it to build a young business in this country today?
You know, the wine business is changing, and I feel like in a little bit, I mean, we're just little guys in the wine world, but the paradigm is shifting a little bit about it. You know, it used to be a long trip for a tasting in Napa or Sonoma, and now it's a lot of experiential. And if you have to blend, like my little city of Petaluma, we're so proud to be there. If Austin, Texas, and Napa Valley had a love child, it'd be Petaluma, California, right there in the heart of the wine country, in the first city as you cross across the Golden Gate. So yeah, we're having fun with it. We're building our new facility as well. It's been 3 years in the making. We break ground in June, and looking forward to putting our home right there in downtown Petaluma.
How fantastic. Kevin Gray, congratulations.
Thanks,
We'll
guys.
be looking for you on the racetrack as well as
I brought you
wine.
all a hot pit pass here for the backstage pass for the.
Kevin Buckler. We'll be right back. House Minority Whip Steve. So they say.
Petit Le Mans, as the name already says, it's the little Le Mans race. Le Mans is one of the oldest automobile races, and it's a 24-hour race. And when Don Parnos started with his idea about the American Le Mans series, the first race was the Petit Le Mans race. And it's a 10-hour or 1,000 miles, whatever comes first race. And the winners of the categories automatically qualify for an entry in next year's Le Mans race. So that's the link between the American Le Mans series and Le Mans. And one of the highlights is Petit Le Mans.
TRG's had a great season this year. We started off with a good run at Sebring, finished on the podium, and had a great run in the middle of the season. Had 2 races in a row. I think we got 5 wins this year, and we're looking forward to one more today. So it has been a real great season for the team and for the drivers, and you know, again, sort of setting it up for next season. So really, we're after a good finish today. We won it last year, and this really sets us up for the off-season. It's bragging rights, and it's real. So it's a huge race. I predict a lot of carnage, unfortunately, and it's a very crowded track with a lot of aggressive drivers and huge closing speeds. So I hope the drivers do a good job, and I'll do our best.
Brumos car, the 59, and one of the Racers Group cars, it's the 67.
Yeah, and that's right at the, oh boy, that's a mess. They're into the styrofoam barriers.
Kevin Buckler, the team principal, on the left of your screen.
That's right here in front of us. That's right at the turn into pit lane. So these guys hooked up together. Look, and someone spun on the pit lane here.
That's Didier Taze, I think, is it? Oh, someone else goes.
Crash.
The 33 has gone.
And another one.
As well.
There goes the
Steve
2.
Earle and the 2 of Milka Duno. As you can see, Joey Hand goes as well.
Oh, and another one. Oh my gosh.
We're losing half the field.
Oh, that was a big hit.
Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 6, 7, 8 cars there.
And this BMW is still spun. Maserati gets going. This is not over. These guys really in a bad situation.
I tell you what, I hope Kevin Buckler is okay, because the Michael Boffman Corvette slammed into that very hard, and I hope whoever was in the 46, it was Mike Boffman himself.
Well, these first guys,
he's okay.
The first guys, they got into the styrofoam, and that's soft, but that hit car to car.